Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, Handy Andy on Demand, and we're over in Cumming today looking at a gorgeous house that we're going to be doing a restaining and repaint job on. So they've already had the carpenters come through and spot this cedar shakes, and they did a really good job with that. So this side of the house doesn't get a lot of sun, and so you're not going to really be able to see it real well here, but this gray across here is all mold and mildew on this side of the house. So we actually hand wash the house and trim with our own mix of TSP, bleach, and water. And the guys hate it, but we scrub with scrub brushes, and then we rinse with a light pressure rinse with an electric pressure washer. So on this brick here, we're going to prime all this, 1-coat primer, and then probably 2 coats of paint. And there's actually a masonry paint that we use that's pretty solid. It's a Rust-Oleum product, believe it or not, and it works out really well. Same with the primer that we use. This door right here, the homeowner's maintaining that, so we're not going to have to do anything with that. The undersides of the decks, we're not doing anything with any of that. These lentils, they want us to do one sample of just sanding this back and then clear marine spar. I'm not sure how that's going to look. I think they're going to have us ending up coming back and doing that with a solid stain. The door panels here have just popped out a little bit. They've done a great job of trying to maintain some of this stuff, but you can see what happens when they don't use serrated nails in this. So they literally just pull out. There's no bite to this. So we've got to try and find a small serrated nail to kind of pull that panel back in. You can't see much of a difference here, but you can see the difference in my finger. See how it hits the edge? So it's popped out about 1/4 of an inch. House is in great shape though, and you can kind of see what they're doing on this side of the house. They put some samples up in this corner over here, but all this brick will be primed and then painted, the chimney as well, and then any of the windows here will re-caulk all around the chases. And then on the left and right sides, you can kind of see where they've had flashing, but it was cut short. So if you look like right here, right in this corner, see how it's cut inside the trim? So when the guys finish up, we'll actually seal those corners with clear elastomeric. This flashing should have been extended out. It's just too expensive to do that now. And then the other part of their house that no one's ever dealt with is if you look at the weep holes right here, this is meant to drain condensation that builds up between the brick veneer and the inside wall. And they sealed this with mortar. These have never been opened up. And so my carpenters will open these things up so it can drain properly. This is probably on the left side where we'll go ahead and just sand this piece so they can get a feel for it. I don't think they're gonna like it. They think it's gonna be a cool look, but this is gonna have kind of a yellow brown tint to it. It's newer pressure treated pine, and I don't think they're gonna like it. So they're gonna wind up coming back and staining that. All these windows, you can see the sash points in the frames have never been caulked. These are wooden windows. And so the guys will seal all that stuff up, clean it all up, and paint it all the way through. This chimney will get primed and painted as well. It's really a beautiful house. And believe it or not, you know, it's funny, but because these people actually have done some research and knew they built this house, so they had their builder use woodscapes, which at the time 12 years ago was top of the line for Sherwin-Williams in terms of stain. And so you're looking at a 12-year job. So even though this was sprayed, they probably sprayed 2 coats on it, and it really looks pretty good. You know, they did other stuff like here on the side where they had this exhaust. I'm assuming that's what this is, or part of a firebox, but see the gap? It's never been caulked and sealed. So water's getting in there. Here on the chimney side right here, you can see the gap in the trim right here, the inside corner. That may have started to rot, so when the boys come out of ladders, they'll check that. That's one of the benefits too about hand washing is the guys are able to see everything. You know, and part of what they're looking for in this job is like the cedar shakes here, the inside edge of this flashing didn't need to be caulked, but it should have been caulked here. And you can actually see where the cedar's starting to get soft because the water sits in it. And then this, they came back and caulked at one point, but see the voids? This is what the guys are coming back through and sealing and making sure the stuff is all sealed up. Most houses we go to, this piece has never been caulked and the inside corner ends up rotting out. And so the trim on this house, the color is gonna be pretty similar. It's one of these two right here. So we'll be able to 1 coat the trim and 2 coats on the siding. And then back here, they want to do a haint blue underneath here. They've had a little bit of a roof leak and we can't really tell what's caused it. So we'll go ahead and try to track that down right here in this area. And then the speaker grills will paint to match the ceiling. This, they just had somebody do this work back here. It wasn't us. And so we'll caulk all this stuff up. You can't get good people. So whoever installed this Trex didn't even caulk and seal anything. It drives me nuts. And you can kind of see as you look at houses. So as you look back at this is your house, see how dark this sash point is in the frame. So this is a wooden window. It's better than builder grade. These are decent windows. But it's a little bit darker here than it is down here because this one's been expanding as it starts to get water. So we'll caulk every one of these points in the frame. Wherever you are in the country and watching this video, just pay your painter a little bit extra to do it right. A lot of painters don't know how to do this. They'll just put paint in here. And paint breaks the first time it gets sun in it, and then it just starts rotting again. What you're paying a good painter for is like here. If you look at this trim piece right here, this inside frame, see the black line? It's never been caulked. So every time it gets rain, where do you think the water's going? Inside this frame. See where the caulk failed here? But a lot of the pieces on this house were never caulked. So they're catching it. They'll get a good job from us, and that's what you want. Down this side of the house, you can see where the windows are starting to peel a little bit. And again, see how pronounced this frame is right here versus the bottom edge? See the difference? It's because this one's expanding out. You know, so here they tried to actually extend the flashing a little bit, but it should be over 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches beyond. On the downspouts, the guys need to check them because I think they're clogged. See the streaking? I think it needs to be sealed where it's coming through the gutter. Overall, what a beautiful house. It'll be fun to do this one. And there's one piece of shake we just need to replace right here. The wind has gotten it and it fell through. And you can kind of see where it's starting to peel again here too. It'll be fun, and so the guys will come through, and wherever these shakes have been replaced, they'll put one primer coat of stain on all of those, and then all the cedar shakes will get 2 coats. All brush applied, not sprayed. People think we're crazy. We've painted houses like this one that 15 years later still look good. So welcome to our little family. This is what we do. You're gonna have questions. You might see me run around in this truck. It's me, my brother, and 30 guys doing this stuff all over Atlanta. We're at 770-912-2829. We're a top-rated contractor for Home Advisor, and you can find us. That website is actually, it'll kick over to Home Advisor, and you'll find profiles for us there. They loved us so much, they actually bought the website. But you can also find us at HandyANDYFixedIt.xyz. But what a great house. It'll look incredibly different when we're done with it. 770-912-2829. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.